All right, we were reaching the end of Joshua, and we're going to be moving on to Judges today. And the Bible describes the early Israelite socio-political unit as the tribe. And this is what's going to be featured in the last part of the book of Joshua. We're going to see that tribes are territorial units. A tribe is attached to a territory. Within the tribe, you have clan elders. And the clan elders are the ones who dispense justice. They make decisions regarding the general welfare of the tribe. So the second half of the book of Joshua, so the first half recounts the conquest, and then the second half recounts the division of the land among the 12 tribes who, it is claimed, were descended from the 12 sons of Jacob. We have a couple of different lists of the tribes in the Bible. So if you take a look sometime, you might want to compare the list that's in Genesis 29 or 30. It's pretty much the same list that's in Genesis 49. These are in blessings. You know, patriarchs will very often give blessings of all their children. And so you look at the names of the children and you'll see the list of 12. You have the 6 sons of Leah. You have the 4 sons of the 2 concubines, Bilhah and Zilpah, and the 2 sons of Rachel, Joseph and Benjamin. And that is probably the oldest list that we have. But if you compare it to Numbers 26 in Joshua and the list that's in Joshua with the distribution of the land, you'll see that Levi is not included. Presumably because the Levites, who were to function as a priestly class in Israel, they have no land allotment, right? They are supported through the cultic practices and the perquisites that come from the sacrifices. And so instead of the Levites, we find that there are tribes named for the 2 sons of Joseph. So there is no Joseph tribe per se. Joseph's 2 sons are Ephraim and Manasseh, and this is how we then reach the number 12. So there's no Levi in the later lists, but the Joseph tribes have been split into Ephraim and Manasseh, if you will, who are said to be the 2 sons of Joseph. So the consensus is, a scholarly consensus is, that what you have in Canaan is an alliance of tribes. Perhaps not precisely 12. You know, at different times there might have been a different number and different groups that came together at different times, but you have these tribes who are worshiping Yahweh, perhaps not exclusively as we've seen, and they have some loose obligations of mutual defense in these different alliances. The book of Joshua presents this very idealized portrait of these 12 tribes who are pre-existent. They come into the land of Canaan already formed basically as 12 tribes. They're united with one another by their covenant with Yahweh, and they conquer the land in concert. But there are other elements of the biblical narrative, as we've already begun to talk about and will continue to talk about today as we move into Judges, which really suggest there was much more sporadic cooperation among the tribes. You never have more than 1 or 2 really acting in concert until the very end of the book of Judges. And so this suggests that there really was no super tribal government or coordination at this early age. The ark is said to have circulated among the different tribal territories. It didn't rest permanently in the territory of one tribe until somewhat late in the period. It comes to rest at a place called Shiloh. And it seems that only in extraordinary cases would you have the tribes acting together, perhaps by a decision of the tribal elders. But superimposed upon the authority of the elders is the authority of certain inspired individuals, and these are known as judges, and it is the exploits of these individuals that are recorded in the book of Judges. And we'll turn to the book of Judges now.